Today we're out in the beautiful Braidwood at Jillamatong property, Martin Royd's place, also joined by James Dyack from Soils for Life. Today running our Soil Champions coaching and mentoring program. This is a 4-year program funded under the Australian Government's partnering to implement the National Soil Action Plan.
Hi, my name's Martin Royds. We're at Jillamatong and I'm the present custodian here. They were mainly land managers from the Canberra region, regenerating their farms, and they were coming here to question what I've done and to learn from some of the mistakes we've made over the years.
Yeah, my name's James Dyack. I'm the Farmer Engagement Manager at Soils for Life, and today we've done a workshop on 5 key soil health indicators. We've walked a group of farmers through those indicators, how to do them and what they can learn from them and why they should do them.
Unless you're monitoring, unless you're looking and feeling, you can't really make decisions. And unless you're comparing different managements, you can't see the benefits.
So we're really hoping to achieve peer-to-peer learning and collaborative learning. Farmers learn best from other farmers. Connecting farmers with soil experts and other extension around our region to really foster the skills, confidence and knowledge within our landholder base to improve soil management and soil stewardship across the region.
I find these days not only to be personally rewarding because I love doing the work, but also important for driving people's learning journey. When farmers get together and get a chance to talk with each other and they get to come together on the basis of a shared interest, that's a very powerful process for people.
Hi, my name's Elise. This is my mum Carol. We're from Amberley Farm. Much more valuable, I think. It's one thing for somebody to be telling you about how they farm over in Scotland and saying this is what you should be doing. It's another to actually be on the ground with somebody and seeing the work that they've put in and how that actually pays off for them. Yeah, it's inspiring.
It's good to meet up with the other farmers in your area too. You know, there's an awful lot to be learnt from your peers.
I'm Dick Wells and this is my wife Luba, and we live out the west of Canberra in Paddy's River Valley, and we farm a 307 hectare property with beef cattle grazing. It's important, I think, in these things, and I've said it to Jared before, is farmers don't like going to meetings. They like practical demonstration. And so coming out to farms like this where they see the benefits of doing something practically, it'll engage farmers much more, and that, even if they only take away 10%, it's an improvement, it's a learning, it's a journey. And I think that's the success of the program they're running.
Right now, what people are doing is they're doing a soil organism count. So they're looking through a sample of soil that's 20 centimetres by 20 centimetres, and they're seeing how many things that they can find that they can see with their eye that are alive. So we're looking at worms and spiders and ants and other types of organisms, and they're classifying them to see whether they have no legs, 6 legs, or more than 6 legs. It's a great way to get an indication of how much life there is in your soil. We've taken a sample from the neighbour's paddock that they've just sprayed the grasses out there, so we are expecting that there's going to be a difference.
And it was quite apparent quite quickly that the worms and the diversity over on Martin's property is significantly better than his neighbour, which is credit to the work that he's put in. So we found, I think there was 5 times as many worms on Martin's property. He had spiders.
We had one of the samples from across the road in the lesser developed soils, and there was less, we had half a dozen worms or something like that, but compared to the soils were 100 metres away, I think they had 26 or something like that worms and various other things, so there was a lot more biota in it.
It's always really interesting coming to see other people's farms. It always makes you go back home with a bit more hope, I suppose, that you can get things working for yourselves.
What I've learned, or what I observed today that I found interesting, probably small things. Some of them are how the water is managed, so the way he builds the catchments and how he gets the water to essentially flow downhill and preserve the water in the soil. That was interesting. And a little thing like evaporation of dams and how he manages, or how we could manage it if that's the way we were going to go.
The system I had when I came here was like a human body that just had a giant knife through it. It was bleeding, fertility and water just ran off the place as soon as it rained. What we've done is stitched that up with the weirs, which you would see from the air, and it's dramatic. You've gone from a body that's bleeding to death to a body that's nourishing itself. And effectively, a lot of the things we've implemented are putting a kidney back in the system, as in having a compost heap that processes fertility and takes the poisons out of the system. A liver that's feeding fertility back in. So when you're looking from the air and you see all these veins going back out into the landscape, they're taking fertility back out through the liver system, through the kidney system. We've also designed in the fences that they cycle fertility from the drain that's now blocked up, back up to the hill. And so everything's designed to take fertility back up. Birds, cows, insects, they take it back up and then it comes down. So our fertility's going around nourishing the body for the whole time.
I think most of the farmers that we know aim to improve the land all the time. So what's regenerative? It's to keep on doing good things for the land and making sure it's there for the next generation and next generation. So, but there are new ways of doing it, and there are new ideas about how you can engage in the current climate, and that's the purpose or the value of days like this.
So we're some way down on the journey, but I have to say the soil testing programs and those sorts of things like this one that we've been involved in before have given us a much better understanding about the vulnerabilities of our soils, how we manage them, what additives we put in. We used to be in an old regime of phosphate every 3 or 4 years, those sorts of things. Now we're more inclined to probably put lime on to manage the pH in the topsoils. So our approach has changed. I mean, if I could get away without putting on external fertilisers, I think that was a great success.
And sometimes, you know, some of these ideas won't always gel, but somebody else talking about it maybe will, and you think you can take it away. Also seeing the successes and failures of things that people have had a go at. More experience, I think, is just a bigger pool of knowledge.
And it's nice, there's more of a community of farmers now. Farming used to be more of a solitary endeavour, whereas now people are banding together and they want to share, and it's nice to be a part of.
I hope everybody who leaves here leaves with hope. Like those 2 young blokes I was just talking to, they're excitedly going, oh, how do you do this, how do you do that, why do you do this? And in that process, they're learning better, being here, looking at the machines I use, feeling the soil, seeing the biodiversity. You know, there's an energy that starts to come over these places. And so I even say now, Jillamatong's teaching me. And by showing them that there's a way of farming that can produce healthy food, a healthy environment for everything, building biodiversity, building soil carbon, building microbes, then you see them leaving with a relief that they've got hope.